Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The CNMI Board of Education meets today and concerns are voiced. Also tonight, the Cannabis Commission has their first meeting. And Governor Ralph Torres tells us when we can expect our tax refund checks. In sports, the old Aces dig out the past and move on to the future. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling in fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick.
Bye, Dad.
But it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans.
You want to go to the beach?
On how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Mina's Green Gala is set for Friday, September 13th at Fiesta Resort and Spa. Tickets, $75 for a fun night to celebrate the environment. Grand prize raffle drawing for one economy class ticket to anywhere United Airlines flies. Please call Mina at 233-7333 or email them.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Off a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Thursday, September 12th, 2019. The CNMI State Board of Education held a board meeting this morning, and on the agenda was public comments, and many voiced their concerns. KSPN's Sally Lemus has more.
Today is a sad day for the CNMI public school system. And as I mentioned earlier, I stand before you with a heavy heart, not as a board member, but as a teacher and concerned citizen.
This morning's board meeting was full of emotions as leaders, educators, teachers, and concerned citizens expressed how they feel starting the fiscal year in deficit. A board member stated that the root cause of PSS financial crisis is the government not providing the appropriate funding for PSS. The CNMI Constitution states that the public elementary and secondary education system shall be guaranteed an annual budget of not less than 25% of the general revenues of the Commonwealth through an annual appropriation. Board member Mary Lou Ada clarifies that the central government owes PSS $7.9 million for fiscal year 2018 and $8.5 million for 2019. The way to settle this? She shares her feelings.
Pay up or we will close schools. And I think it's time that we take the ball, we do drastic measure. That we cannot operate like this. There's no money to gas up the bus. There's no money to buy books. There's no money to construct or fortify our schools or move upward somewhere and build a brand new classrooms. Schools have not been given their allocation, and we have not received totally what is due to a school in order to run. We owe electricity usage, we owe the group life insurance, we owe a lot of vendors because all we're getting is just for salaries.
Representatives Tina Sablan and Ed Probst were also present this morning to thank PSS for all their hard work and to encourage PSS to continue fighting for the students and the employees.
We're all here because we care about public education. And I know that you care, board members. When you say students first, I know that you mean it. But to take care of our PSS students, we have to also take care of our PSS employees. And that means supporting them, empowering them, and fighting for them in the halls of the legislature, in the office of the governor, and when necessary, in the courtroom. That time to fight for PSS board members is now.
In response to Board Member Mary Lou Adda's belief to sue the central government, Board Member Philip Mendola Long on a phone call expresses there is a possibility to fix the financial crisis within the walls of PSS and the Board of Education.
I think our first focus should be the kids and how we can continue providing services to them the best we can with the resources we have. That should be our first focus. But to break things down and say we're going to go to war, whether one side is right or not, we need to focus on who is going to be harmed by that war first. And I think we do a huge disservice to the teachers and to the kids and to the entire system by threatening to close down schools and give ultimatums. I just think that's the wrong pathway.
But administration does assure the public that there will be no such thing as a payless payday. PSS Commissioner of Education Glenn Munya gives his statement on today's meeting.
We need to continue to work with the administration on getting the funds that we need for PSS. Our schools really need the support. Ultimately, our students and our staff are being affected. And it's very hard to move forward with our responsibilities of providing the education without the proper funding. So that's first and foremost. We need to continue working together as a team to get that funding that's needed for PSS.
Reporting, I'm Sally Limis for KSPN.
Thank you, Sally. Cannabis is one step closer to becoming legal in the Sinai, as the Cannabis Commission has officially formed. Take a listen.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Journey De Leon Guerrero.
Do solemnly swear.
That
I will support and defend the Constitution. And laws of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And that I will faithfully discharge my duties. As a member of the CNMI Cannabis Commission.
Today marks a historical moment for the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, as the Cannabis Commission is sworn in by Governor Ralph Torres.
I look forward for the board to come and to promulgate rules and regulation, and for our people, whether you're going to do it for commercial, residential, or medicinal. I think it's about time that we've got this here in our islands, and I look forward to it.
The Cannabis Commission consists of one representative from Tinian, one from Rhoda, two from Saipan, and one from the Northern Islands, where they will formulate rules and regulations for the use and sale of marijuana in the Sinai.
My whole goal with the board is to do piecemeal the regulations and rules and push out as early as we can, whether it's just residential or commercial. and then medicinal, whatever it is that they can promulgate fast and get this ball rolling.
The chemistry so far of the commission is great. I can't say enough how well we work together. We have someone on the board who has cannabis regulation experience, so that is definitely a plus. We have people on the board that have degrees, and we have also people that have worked in business management and financial management. So it's a very well-rounded board in terms of what expertise are required to put this thing together.
The commission has 180 days to formulate these rules starting today.
We actually have our first meeting this afternoon, or this morning. We're going to be electing our officers, and from there we're going to have a way forward on how we're going to approach this.
All 5 members tell KSPN what they hope to accomplish in this time frame.
It feels good. It's always a good opportunity to try to serve and try to grow something. I think there's some opportunities that we have to expand the opportunities within this marketplace and have a new sector within the economy that can provide for jobs and allow for entrepreneurs to really take part in a formal economic system. And that's what I'm excited about. We have 180 days to put together the regulations, and that's a tight timeline to start an industry, and we're going to get right to work.
It's being culturally sensitive. I think that is what is going to make this successful, is not just what is good in terms of the industry, but also what is good in terms of pleasing the community. Because let's face it, this is the only way it's going to be successful, is if everyone comes together and agrees to some extent. And to me, I feel like that is something that I feel I can have a grasp on.
First of all, I'm happy that this cannabis law came about and gives us the freedom to cultivate the plant, God's gift to humanity, without fear of incarceration. So that's the most important thing, and we want to make it work.
I feel happy, and it's been a long road, so here we are today.
And what do you hope to accomplish being on this commission?
More revenues for the CNMI, start the commercial.
With the experience that I have, I've already reviewed, of course, the law that was passed, and I have a lot of ideas, notes, lots of discussion points with the group. So I think we'll be going over that together and determining what is best suited, of course, like Governor said, what's best suited for the Commonwealth.
But Governor Torres says marijuana is still not legal in the CNMI until all the rules and regulations are finalized by the commission.
For everyone that's listening, please do not think that it's okay to smoke now out in public or anywhere else. It's not legal yet. We have the commission to promulgate rules and regulation. Please follow also what is the regulation for it, whether it's square feet, how many plants you have. Let's just follow what the regulation is and just be patient until it's promulgated.
Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. The first batch of tax refund checks will be out by this Friday, September 13th, according to Governor Ralph Torres. The CNMI Department of Finance Secretary David Attelig says those who have filed their taxes with no errors before April 15th, 2019 can expect the refund checks in their mailboxes this Friday. Governor Torres says the remainder of the checks will be mailed out next Wednesday, September 18th, and next Friday, September 20th.
Friday, they'll be printing out some checks, so the answer is yes. And I think by next week, Wednesday, and the following Friday, we should be printing out all of our other checks.
Coming up, a day to clean up the island is happening, and you are invited. Find out more after the break.
Daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day, or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
Half a day, CNMI. Does it seem like our hot days are hotter and our rainfall and flooding heavier? This intensification is a result of a warming climate. Here in the Sinamay, our wet and dry seasons will continue to grow more extreme in the years to come. These changes can cause more frequent droughts. We may also experience more frequent flooding, which is our biggest threat to our marine ecosystems. During flooding, stormwater moves from the top to the bottom of our watershed, carrying loose soil, sediment, and other pollutants. This hurts our living creatures in our lagoons. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. There are plenty of things we can do now to prepare for these changes. Plant shrubs and trees to buffer runoff from your property into nearby waterways. Use seeding and mulch to secure loose soil. These natural landscapes sustain our livelihoods, and with your help, we can work together to reduce our risk to these changes.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own, making lives better since 1987.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation is advising the public of a scheduled water service interruption that will be occurring tomorrow, September 13th. According to CUC, the water service interruption will take place in Tonopah and San Roque, the lower side, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The purpose of the water interruption is for CUC's contractor, AIC Marianas Incorporated, to make repairs on 2 water line leaks located on the main road of Tonopah near the mobile gas station. For more information, contact CUC's customer call center or follow their Facebook page for the latest updates. Tomorrow is the first ever Micronesia Cleanup Day here in the Sinamay, and Governor Ralph Torres, along with Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios, is encouraging everyone to join in. During the 24th Micronesian Islands Forum last July, leaders of governments for the islands came together to discuss regional issues and challenges in Micronesia, one of them being the increased trash on land and in the waters, causing harm to marine life, natural resources, and the tourism industry. Government agencies, private businesses, and community organizations will be in designated areas on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota to collect trash and clean up recreational sites tomorrow. Any resident or group interested in participating in the cleanup can visit dcrm.gov.mp to register. On Guam, a group from the Central Philippines is in Guam to promote trade and tourism. KUAM has the details.
Hafaday Sinamay, here's what's making news on Guam. A group from the Central Philippines is here to promote trade and tourism between Guam and their region. They planned a series of events in the next few days to help introduce what the Western Visayas has to offer. Representatives of the first Western Visayas trade mission first met in April with the Guam Visitors Bureau to begin planning. One of the coordinators, Dr. May Panis, the president of Travel and Marketing Experts Corp., says they chose Guam because of the strong cultural ties.
There are a lot of Filipinos, especially Ilonggos, or people from Western Visayas, who go to Guam often because they have families here or they come and visit. So we are really aiming for a very close connection in terms of trade, tourism, culture, and agriculture. And eventually, we would like to have the opportunity to propose to the airlines to open a direct flight from Iloilo to Guam.
Securing a direct flight is key. It lowers costs and makes travel more convenient. They've scheduled a meet and greet for local businesses Thursday at the Pacific Star to talk about the variety of agricultural produce the Central region has to offer and the material and textiles that it's known for. Tourism Officer Gilbert Babette Marin explains.
Iloilo was once known as the textile capital of the Philippines in the 18th century, and up to now, we are into developing our local fabric to make it globally competitive.
In particular, a hand-woven cotton-based fabric called hablon, which will be showcased during a fashion show at the Micronesia Mall Saturday, featuring clothing by 3 Ilonggo designers and a Guam-based designer. Then there's an offering you'll have to go to the Western Visayas to see, the internationally famous resort island of Boracay, which was closed for rehabilitation and is now restored as one of the best beaches in the world, says travel consultant Celine Sasson.
So after 6 months of closure, it is now back in open to everybody. So we would like to show everybody that it can be done. Sustainable tourism, we can actually merge enterprise and also keeping the natural resources very healthy.
Trade mission representatives are in discussion with Philippine Airlines about establishing direct flights, but no announcements just yet. And stay connected via our KUAM mobile news app. Follow us on any of the social media platforms and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUAM Digital Digest on KUAM.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Leconto.
Coming up, one of the toughest basketball games KSPN2 Sports has ever seen. KSPN's Bob Coldine has that after the break.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan. Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up. Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, the Added Gym is set to reopen next week with a new basketball league, the likes of which we have never seen before. This is an Old Aces uniform. Hundreds, if not 1,000 players or more have worn a Old Aces uniform, either playing baseball or basketball. And now the Old Aces, well, after 5 decades and so many players returning and retiring, they've decided to have a league of their own. The Added Gym will open for its first real games on Monday evening with the Old Aces Alumni Tournament. Elias Rangamar, he's an Old Ace.
It's a recreational league, and the basketball is part of the Old Aces alumni. So we got about 21 teams. There's a co-ed division, which is the 15 and under, and then we got the Open Classic, and then we got the Legends division with the 4x4. So everybody's excited. Just too bad we gotta push it back.
The Old Aces Basketball Club is the oldest on the island after starting up in Oleai 44 years ago.
Early stars, and I think former Congressman right up with Louis Tilipo, Joe Lizama. I guess there were a bunch of kids from Oleai. I think it was back in '75, part of the youth league. So I think they went undefeated for 2 or 3 years, and then it carried on. And then, whatever sport the village had, baseball, volleyball, we just kind of carried it on. So,
you know where that word came from, Ole Aces?
It's Oleai Aces, actually. And I think Jess Wabo was part of that, group that came up with the name. Tom Saurus, the former governor, Fitio. Those were the guys. Tony Satur. Those were sort of like the founders, yes.
Oh, by the way, that uniform that I was wearing was from the 2002 Old Aces Junior League baseball team that won the championship that year. Well, it's a rainy day, good day to stay inside and watch old movies or old basketball highlights. Here's one of our favorites. It's the Old Aces Basketball Championship from 15 years ago, and it was a hard-fought game. Yes. A good crowd was on hand to witness this, the final game of the season, if the Old Aces won. Some boys wanted to play so bad they had to be dragged off the court. First quarter, the brothers. Freddie Policeman swoops in for 2. He had 10 points in the opening frame. Rick Allegre to Ed Diaz, who somehow finds a way to get the ball to go where it's supposed to. The Old Aces, Peter Camacho gets the assist on that lay-in by Romeo Iganoff. Final seconds of the first quarter, Jeff Diaz throws up a wild shot, but Oscar Add is there to tip it in. Brothers led 26-22 at the end of one. Elias Rangamar connects from the baseline, but nobody from the Old Aces got back on defense in time to stop an Ed Diaz to Tony Diaz 2-point conversion pass. Abong Camacho with a power move inside, plus the foul. A 3-point play for the defending champs. And then, that's when Mrs. Heebie-Jeebie arrived on the scene. That charmed the audience. The referee, however, was not so charmed. He told Mrs. Heebie-Jeebie to back off and keep that black magic stuff out of there. Final minute of the half. Bodies were tumbling over each other, and that opened the floor for Freddie Policeman to take off for the promised land. The brothers led 51-43 at halftime, but trouble was brewing. Emotions were boiling over due to the extreme physical play, which proved to be an omen of things to come later. Freddie finds Tony Diaz inside to put the brothers up by 10 in the third period, giving brothers fans cause for optimism and hope for a final Game 3 Friday night. But then the Old Aces rallied. Elias with the left-handed lay-in. Elias to Abong Camacho. That cut the deficit to 2. John Santos, who had 8 points in the third period, tied the game with that shot. Peter Camacho scores as the Old Aces doubled up the brothers 34-17 in the quarter to take a 9-point lead going to the fourth, making Mrs. Heebie-Jeebie a happy woman or man or whatever it was. Fourth quarter, Tony to Freddie for the lay-in, and that ignited a brothers rally. Oscar Atta with a rim-rattling dunk that cut the deficit to 3. But again, the Old Aces roared back. Peter Camacho to Romeo, and they were up by 10 with 3 minutes left in the game. Abong rejected by Oscar Atta. Freddie picks up the ball and then finds Tony Diaz all alone for an easy 2. The pace was frantic. Oscar, goaltending, basket for the Old Aces. Final 30 seconds. Romeo hits. Old Aces were up by 6, and their fans had reason to cheer. But Freddie came back with a quick bucket. He led all scorers with 30 points. It was a 4-point game. Final 7 seconds. Abong and Freddie go at it. A bump led to an elbow to the mouth that drew blood, followed by a punch to the head. But no fouls were called. No technical foul was called either. Jeff Diaz hit a 3-pointer, but the buzzer went off. The game was over. The Old Aces won 97-96 to take home the championship. The MVP trophy went to the Old Aces' Peter Camacho, who scored 52 points in those 2 games. Teams shook hands afterwards in a tough contest that could have gone either way, but
It went the old Aces way again.
We just play good defense, man. That's just it. Defense win games. You know, it's not all about scoring. It's about defense. We did it, and we're not wrong.
I don't know. You know, we just tried our best. We played hard defense. We tried our offense, but I guess I don't know. It seems like the ref was kind of like on their side. So I don't know. I just don't like playing like that. I don't know why they cannot just let us play our game. But you know, they won. What can we do? You know, it's part of the game. But it was a good game.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Our high temperature today was 84, the low 79, heat index only 95, humidity 82%, quite pleasant. Not really. Tomorrow mostly cloudy with scattered showers here and there, west winds 15 to 20 miles an hour to continue, high around 86, low 79, seas very rough 10 to 13 feet. Sunrise Friday morning at 6:05, a high tide at 6:38, followed by a low tide at 1:38, sunset at 6:20, and we are going to have a full moon on Friday the 13th, and that is quite unusual. And that'll do it for news, sports, and weather on this rainy Thursday. See you back here tomorrow night.